Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri, and today we are doing a follow-up on the new Purg that is coming to PS4, PS5 next week or so. So originally she was referred to as Mushi-hime or Princess Bug or whatever. On Steam and JP, the official name for her is the Cursect. Cursect Princess or Cursect Queen. So it's like cursed insect that combine the words together. It's actually very nice. So Cursect. She is coming soon. I forgot that I'm on a boost. So I'll be running while I talk. How you doing, Pennernuts? So what we know so far is that the boss has 5 health bars. The boss has 5 health bars. We know that it is weak to lightning, fire, and ice. Why does a Purg have 3 weaknesses? Because the more you hurt her with one element, the more resistant she becomes to it, eventually to the point of becoming immune. So, for example, if you went in with like 5 kgs that all used fire, eventually she's going to become immune to fire, and you'll only be hitting her with the slice portion of your move, which is not as strong. For example, same thing if you all used lightning. You all went in with rolling thunder or Honda's lasers. Eventually, lightning's not going to work. And the same thing can be said for ice as well. So as I think I said, fire, ice, and lightning are going to be her main big weaknesses. And from what I'm hearing down the grapevine from our friends on the Steam and JP, is that we're pretty much going to need to have a well-rounded party to beat the shit out of this thing. JP players are already getting times sub 5 minutes, sub 4 minutes earlier today. So chances are that we're going to see around. Once we get used to it, you're going to start to expect to see like sub 4 be the standard. Hopefully that's how it's going to go. The monster in question, the Purg, is a soul type, or specter. Specter is just the S. She is a specter. So once my boost peters out here, I forgot that I was on a boost. We'll talk about what vanguards are going to technically work on paper. Ones that match the element and are good against that type. Another thing that we've heard is that Cyberstep is angry at me because you can't like first aid Phil on her because she attacks you immediately. It's not like Tensho where you walk in and then everyone loads in and then you go. No, she spawns instantaneously and starts to fight you. So you cannot just like first aid before the fight begins. So they found a way to counter my strat that I've been using for a long time. So I think the only other time where like a splash screen triggers right away instantly was Shootin' Doji. Shootin' Doji, when you do like when you're firing for Tempest and stuff, his cutscene plays immediately. And if you guys ever farmed Tempest recipes in a party, you guys know that people DC a lot. Like a shit ton. People DC all the time because you're loading in mid-cutscene. So if she does have a cutscene or splash screen, this I don't know yet, people might DC quite often. I think I read some comments on Discord, people saying, oh, I disconnected a couple times. Like, unnaturally. Like, when you wouldn't expect to. So, we'll have to see how that plays out. And this is more so of a concern for us on PlayStation than it is for PC, because on PC everyone fairly loads in the same time. They're all playing on solid state drive, hopefully, etc., etc. Like, they're playing on better operating systems for the most part. They have a built gaming PC as compared to us who use consoles. So what might happen is, because there is a clear discrepancy on console between loading times of PS5 players, PS4 players, and PS4 and PS4 Pro. There's 3 different ways to go about this, and they all have different load times. I noticed it even when some people had PS4 Pros compared to base PS4s. So we'll have to see how that works. When I was talking to, I think, Bloom about it this morning, I was at work just messaging on Discord and stuff. And when I think that information was brought to me, I said, I believe the answer is the first person who goes in has to go in as KG and take point. Especially if we want to use non-instant charge vanguards. For the most part. Because if we can artificially aggro the boss by having the first player go in, make sure that they're a KG user, they vanguard, mount swap, whatever, and just run away. If that strategy works and they can hold aggro and everyone fills up and you're done in 2-3 minutes, fantastic. But if it's not viable, we'll have to see. But that was one of the things on my mind. So, right now I'm just farming my daggers. I was farming this morning. I was being productive before work, which is rare for me. And I'm on a boost. So I'm trying to finish that off. I think it's got 10 minutes left on it, maybe. Trying to get my 500 daggers. So, as I mentioned, she is weak to lightning, fire, and ice. She does have an Ogi that you can get. Like, she does have an Ogi just like the Dragon Arcs, just like Dullahan, just like Abyss, and just like Lucifer. So she does have an Ogi, whatever it's called. The Ogi is 10 hits, which is really good. The first hit, it does this initial hit, and then 9 extra hits, so I'm told. And it is a Poison Wind Ogi. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, poison, that's garbage. No one needs poison. And, like, that's the, you know, that's your reflex reaction. It makes sense. But, like, at the same time, we're probably going to need poison in the future. Like, if they're throwing poison at us, Cyberstep has plans for poison. That's what I feel. I feel like poison is going to come up. There's going to be like some golden boss or some bullshit, golden Skelly Purg or some bullshit that's going to come out and it's going to be weak to poison. I feel like that's on the cusp of approaching. But we'll have to see. So, what else? So you're saying you can hit it with any element? Fantastic. I think the trick is to hit her from multiple elements. Like, in a party. Because if you only have one element, eventually it's going to not do anything. And if you go into a party where people are using fire, lightning, ice, and then whatever else they're good at, that's not poison or wind, I would imagine. That would be the best approach, because then everyone can just beat the shit out of her. From what I've heard, is that a party of KGs does really well for the first 80% of the fight. Kurenai was disappointed about the Oogie? Oh yeah? Yeah, the boss has adaptive resistance based on what you hit it with, yeah. Yeah, that is, I was getting to that too, thanks. The boss has a phase where it starts to drain your SP, and it won't stop until your SP reaches 0. So if you try to, like, fight against it with, like, a 2000 medi, I mean, you'd probably be good, but let's be realistic, you throw, like, an 80 medi on it or something huge, it'll just perpetuate the problem. Apparently, she also has what Makami and Shuten had, where she will take away your cooldowns, which is going to force us to switch weapons. as we play. The mag, so I haven't heard much about the mag. I've only seen pictures of the weapons and stuff. And once I finish this boost, I will read out the weapon description and all that stuff and what they are. Because I've only glanced at it in passing. Like, I just got home from work. So in review, we talked about how the worst weapon on the server. Have you ever picked up a Sukadachi sword? Anyway, if someone doesn't want it, by all means. Personally, I'm gonna go after it. Bloom's gonna go after it. A lot of high-level players are going after it. We're down for it. It doesn't bother us at all. Is the weapon good for a low-tier player like yourself? I mean, yeah, sure. Oh, worst Purg. I would make it before I have a 11 weapon. And I guess, yeah, it doesn't have wing bonus damage. That's right. The weapon, I believe it's 100 poison. And it's either 20 wind or 80 wind. I can't remember. Yeah, no attack percent. It has 60% of, it has that much affinity? Really? I didn't see affinity on it when I looked at it. It was kind of small print. Yeah, the SP's whatever. It just takes away one roll of Fated. It's nothing like the Leviathan. I wish the Leviathan was negative 20% SP. But yeah, it'll negate one roll of Fated Contractor. That's pretty much it. How much longer is on this boost? 8 minutes! Oh my god! It was 18 when I started. Yogg and Zunko to come back? Axe does not have any poison moves, no. The only classes that have poison moves are like Twin, Spear, Wand, and Bow? I think that's it, right? Like, poison never really comes up in conversation. Well, that's good. We need more fights that aren't brain dead. Right. So far, and that's what I think. So far, no bosses in the game are weak to poison so far. And this is going to be one of those things where they release it, people are going to think, fuck poison, and then like 3 months later they release something else that's weak to poison, and everyone slaps their forehead like, fuck! And then they start running Poison Fang Azura as a Vanguard. But that's what I believe. Well, yeah, everyone wants the free stuff, Okies. Events, absolutely. But that's my hunch. A couple of us were like, yeah, we're going to need poison down the line. We don't need it right now, but eventually we're going to need it. And I say it's better to have it than to not have it. Because that's the only one left. they've done all the knowledge mags for the 8 elements, so we might get a poison knowledge mag event this year, actually. If we think about it, there's probably gonna, that's the next step, because we got all the different element knowledge mags except poison. So chances are we're going to get a poison mag down the line. Poison knowledges, I imagine. And then I was thinking like, oh man, Spear has a poison sublime right now, and I'm like, I'm not touching a 16 unit sublime lineup with a 10-foot pole. I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm just gonna put the Ogi on the weapon, and that'll be that. I do know that the weapon has built-in Chiami, a 1% bloodsucker, and I think it's based off crit. And the weapon gives you 20 crit as long as you're over 60% health. So, and it has a bunch of buffs being high health as well. Except if you go under 40% or something, you gain defenses just like the Dragon Arcs, which is nice. But it'll be interesting, because you can put poison and wind on it. Or anything else you want. I mean, if it has a bunch of pierce, that'll be interesting. So the other good thing is that what I was hoping that happened with Dullahan is happening again, to where the boss, when you kill it, is going to have rewards and drops that are going to give you drops needed to make it. So, like, when we fought Dullahan, sometimes he could drop a Shigaraki, or he would drop some Mephi items, like, what are those called? Empty Graves? Yeah, you get Empty Graves sometimes, Retrograde Elixir, etc., etc. So this boss is going to function the same way. When you beat it, it's going to drop, when you beat it, it's going to have its own drops of its materials needed to craft it, and in rewards, you're going to get stuff like that as well. So that's really good. But also, it's like this Purg is like Dullahan in the best way, in which you don't need medals to buy the recipe. If you play hard difficulty, you're going to get the normal recipe, the 128 version. And if you play hell, you're going to get like a shit ton of the 133 recipe. So that means all your medals go towards the mag. Go towards the Ogi, the mag, and whatever else is in that exchange shop. So that means you don't have to wait all this time getting the recipe, not getting the recipe. Like, that's not to worry about. So that's really, really good. Because I hate that. You want to make like a new weapon, you farm all the drops, and then it's like, oh, I need to get all the treasures again, and then you're stuck. I hate that. I hate that on the existing Purgs. So this one, you just play it on hard, you get the 128 recipes. You play it on hell, you'll get the 133 recipes. To craft the 133, the actual Purg weapon, you will need to craft all 8 hard recipes, or 128 weapons. And they're all going to take your juncture recipe. So if you want to pre-farm this, we'll talk about this later, there are things we can do to pre-farm this weapon, even if you just want the 128 version. And basically it just means like make sure you get your juncture recipe, which is also needed for Dragon Arcs and other things like that. I believe you need to make 3 of your juncture weapon, 1 to 100 and 2 to 50. So if you're axe, cover your ears, because I'm going to tell you to make 3 Luna Symphonies, which means running Mount Kuruma and punching a wall, because that's the worst one to make. So that'll be interesting. And I do have a list of all the drops for the recipe. I do have a list of all the weapon effects on the weapon. So we will go out over that once this is done. Sleep, I know you played Axe. I know you did. I know you do. I knew you were gonna recoil to that. No Axe player likes that. Oh no, a Luna Symphony. No. I gotta see how many daggers I have, actually. 43? Oh, good, good, good. I think I just need like 5 more daggers, which would be fantastic to get that done on this boost. Because I have like 20 of these LTD boosts from the Akechi event that I'm probably going to use to start pre-farming the weapon. So until I can actually get a full list on it, on the drops, I'll tell you guys what I remember is on the shopping list. So you're going to need those are going to hurt. Yeah, so Lunar Leaf. I don't want to start with Lunar Leaf because it's going to dash everybody's hopes. It's going to dash everybody's hopes if I tell them about Lunar Leaf. So, what I remember is it's going to take, there's going to be some farming in Yakumo Temple. You're going to need like gray apples, black moth scales. You're going to need sulfurs, reverse compasses. You're going to need wandering spirits and lunar leaves. You're going to need all the gems like scarlet, cerulean, myrtle, obsidian, and ivory. All the gems. You're going to need heavenly marbles, earthen marbles. You're going to need glittering fly wings and embryos. I actually guessed embryo. The other night we all thought what we thought was going to be in the recipe. We thought, like, what drop would they throw in it? Because last time they threw out a Shigaraki's and we're like, shit, what are those? And then we're like, what are they going to do this time? And I was like, I bet embryos are going to be on that list. The recipe does share a lot with the Forest of Chaos weapon. I really thought this weapon was going to take the Forest of Chaos weapon to craft it. But luckily it didn't. So you don't need any Toad Neurotoxin or anything like that. Just like Dullahan, who used to have this crystal drop, and Lucifer had another drop of their own. It was like a special one. You need like 30 of this other drop that they have to make the weapon. It should come very, very easy. And it's just like every other purge, so you need 500 normal drops, 300 of the hard drop, which is called the jaw, and 70 of the hell drop, which is called the needle. I don't remember what the normal drop was called, but there was jaw and the needle. I don't know if it was mandible or something else, but jaw and needle for sure. Okay, my boost ran out. Good, good, good. Now we can continue on with this roundtable. Yes, so that is, so I finished my boost. I can start talking more about this thing with notes. I logged in, had a boost, and I wasn't about to waste it. So let me check my notes here. Okay. So this is how, and I did post this stuff, I believe, in my Discord today, the Aurogiri Discord. But to read it out for you guys, the 128 weapon Right on, Sleep. I'm with you, bud. So the 128 recipe is going to need your juncture weapon at plus 100, and then 2 more of them at plus 50. So for me, that is the man, Kubi Sasumata, I think. Well, it's a round table. It's an informational round table where everyone brings all the information they have and they put it out there for all of us to learn, because it's a learning curve. All right, so I'm going to read off the recipe. So you need 3 juncture weapons, 1 at 100, 2 at 50. Okay, then you need 50 glittering baby fly wings, 50 embryos, 70 sulfurs, 30 reverse compass, 100 black moth scales, 50 gray apples, 100 lunar leaf, 50 wandering spirit, 50 crushed nail, 30 cursed blood, 70 centipede fluids, 30 potent venom, 100 miracle stones, 100 cutting stones, 100 idama, 10 myrtle gems, and 10 heavenly marbles. And then to craft the 133 version, you're going to need all the weapons at plus 50, plus your own at plus 100, which is pretty standard. Okay. Not me. Oh no. Well, probably the potent venom, for sure, but not the other stuff. It's already there. I think it's already in the Discord. I will be posting it as a post, like as a YouTube community post. I will get on that. So I'll post like the pictures of the recipes and stuff early. So once this stream's done, I'll do that. That's a good idea. My Discord? Oof. Let's see if my laptop has any internet. I would not connect to the internet this morning. I don't know why. It's still not. I have to like reset my router, so I can't use that. What is this? Okay, so then for the 133 version, we are going to need 30 Slumbering Star, which is the drop that you're going to get from the Purg every now and again. Don't worry about it. 30 Slumbering Star. Like, this is after you've made all 8 weapons. You need more. It's like Dullahan, a real biatch. So you'll need 70 more Glittering Baby Fly Wings, 70 embryos, 100 sulfurs, another reverse compass, 200 black moth scales, 100 gray apples, 200 more lunar leaves, 100 lunar wandering spirits, 100 more crushed nails, 50 more cursed blood, 100 centipede fluid, 50 potent venom, 200 miracle stones, 200 crushing hornstones, 200 idama, 30 of every gem, 50 heavenly marbles, and 50 earthen marbles. And then it's going to take 500 of the regular drop, of the normal drop, 300 hard drops, 70 hell drops, and the boss takes really good damage from ice, fire, and lightning. So it's going to be, and it is a soul type, or an SL type. Yeah, it's going to be a big shopping list, that's for sure. So here's the saving grace, okay? Put that little pun in there. This Purg is going to drop, like, in the rewards, you're going to get Lunar Leaf and Wandering Spirit very often. It's going to be in the drop tables for drops we can pick up, and it's going to be in the rewards. So before you shit yourself, because I know I already did, when I saw 50 Wandering Spirits, they're going to be coming fairly quickly. You should get a repertoire of them from farming the Purg. So hopefully that's really good. For those unfamiliar, the Wandering Spirit is the reward drop from Lacus Mortis that we need to make fused mags, among other things. That's the Wandering Spirit. The Lunar Leaf is the other drop you get from Lacus Mortis rewards. You cannot drop boost this item. You cannot. You just gotta run Lacus Mortis forever. Everyone and their mom is gonna have 100 Akatsuki Yamis once they're done farming this. Unless they play a shit ton of... Yeah, exactly. Unless they get a shit ton from the Purg itself. So we got to keep our eyes peeled during exchange shops, because this stuff's in exchange shops and we just never take it. I swear, it's always there and we never touch it. So we got to be on the lookout for that in the coming exchange shops, etc., etc. So I'm going to go to channel 2 here. We're going to go into my storage and see what I have for any of these drops as of now. Because I don't know. I don't know how I fare for this myself. I do know that this will give us enough content to play for a while because we'll be farming stuff. If you thought Shigarakis were hard, Shigarakis are going to be, like, amazing. Yep, there was an exchange shop with multiple Wandering Spirits. Yeah, there was. Like, they come every now and again. I usually pick them up when I can. So let me talk to Shizuka, and let's see how I fare with these drops. So, yep, she's Spectre, right. I might have said Soul, but she's S-type. And we're going to go over the Vanguards, too, that are going to be hopefully effective. So that'll be fun. I like stuff like this, theory crafting, preparation. I do enjoy that. So I'm going to sort by name in my own items so we can find stuff. So what are we looking for per se? So glittering baby flywings. Glittering. Now a lot of this stuff overlaps with what the Forest of Chaos weapon wants you to do. So yeah, the event also has a collectathon Young Kuropon exchange shop. So just like what we had where we did Origami Magma, that's going to be there as well. We had something very, very similar to it when Infernal Purg was around. So, a lot of us were thinking it was going to take Chaos Wasabi and Lively Bulbs. It does not, so we lucked out there. Glittering Baby Fly. Cursed Blood. You're going to need like 30 or 50 Cursed Blood per weapon. I have a bunch of it. Cursed Blood, I'll tell you right now, you can farm Cursed Blood really, really, really fast in Tanegashima and Hikigane Cave. You go into Hikigane Cave, Body Party, Hell, Drop Boost, whatever. 100%, probably all you need. The first room has like 5 of the mobs that drop this. You just go in and out, in and out, in and out for an hour. You should, like, I've never done a full hour of Cursed Blood farming, but you should get a shit ton. Don't worry about that. Hikigane Cave has you covered for the Cursed Blood farm. What else was on that shopping list? glittering baby flywing. So earthen marbles, I have 561 earthen marbles. If you guys watched me at all stream the other day farming lightstones, the mag for lightstones, by breaking down mantras, the waning moon, that dungeon dropped earthen marbles and heavenly marbles like you wouldn't believe. Don't worry about that drop. Embryo. Embryo drops from breaking a fly egg in a dungeon. That's where you get it from. So you have to go to like Cave of Naki Sawame or one of the dungeons in Izumo. We're going to try to find the one that has the most eggs early on so you can just reset it. But that's where embryo drops. You can also get a shit ton of embryos by breaking down the Waning Moon Magatama. By extension, I learned this because I broke down like 200-300 of them last week. I have 300 embryos. We're going to need a shit ton. I'm going to need more, but it is an option if you don't want to farm fly eggs. You want to build your light stones and your fire stones along the way. That is an option. So what else is on this shopping list? Glittering. I gotta go alphabetically. It's weird. Thank God it doesn't take firewood. Honest to God. Because we were thinking it was going to take firewood and we were going to like cry. What else is in here? Yeah, it doesn't take any of those other drops, whatever that's called. Hopefully they fix the crashes with this maintenance. We're about to... You guys are getting a lot of crashes? Now, are you guys getting a lot of crashes because of the loading thing? So you're playing right now, but Joyful, right? So how does it go when you go into the dungeon? Because I heard that Cursect fights you immediately. Like, there's no downtime. You walk into the dungeon, she fights you immediately. When that fight starts, does she have a splash screen, like her little portrait, and then you fight immediately? Like, is that happening? Or does she not have a splash screen at all and she just beats the shit out of you? Because I do know that bosses that trigger immediately, like shooting Doji, cause people to crash and get load screen errors all the time. Like, it was an actual tedious thing for us to do when we farmed Tempest recipes. We had to have one person go first and tell us when the cutscene was done for everyone else to load in, and that really, really, really minimalized our DCs. But if you could tell me how that goes when you first enter the dungeon, because I want to know how that plays out, that would be fantastic knowledge. Glittering baby flywings, I think you just get it from flies. Honest to God, I think you just kill flies and they're infinite farm. Like, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. What else are we looking for? What else is on this list? Gray apple. Gray apple drops in Yakumo Temple from Ahriman. So just fight Ahriman. Yakumo Temple, rinse and repeat. You'll need to fight Beelzebub and Ahriman anyway, so you might as well just do it. What more can I say about that? So sulfur, reverse compass, gray apple, black moss scales, just Yakumo Temple. It should be pretty easy. You could probably farm all the stuff in like an afternoon if you just pop a boost or whatever and you go fast. Thank God it doesn't take hidden helmet. Absolutely. I thought it was because she had a helmet and I was getting scared. What else is on this list? Gray apple, reverse scale, reverse compass, black moss scales. Crush nails. Crush nail is really easy because you get that at the same place you get cursed bloods. Centipede fluid and potent venom. I don't think I know any. I don't think I have any centipede fluid. I don't think I have. No, I don't. I have Cerberus vinegar, centipede feeler. I'll have to go find some centipede fluid somewhere. I think it drops from centipedes. So yes. So yes, as in there's a splash screen immediately. Like, can you elaborate a little bit? I'd really appreciate that. Just like in your own words. Thank God it doesn't taste this. No, I know, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, you can't just go in first aid because she fights right away. Yeah. So, oh, there's Curse Nail, Crush Nail. That's easy to get. Because we were thinking that if we time it right with voice chat, you can get the first person to go in, goes in KG and mounts up, and then they grab aggro, and then everyone else comes in after. And they fill up while the other one's dancing around. And you're good to go. It'd be an interesting strategy, to say the least. But cool. But is that where the crashes are coming from? Like, are people crashing at the load screen, or are they just crashing in general? Because I did hear some whispers about crashing. I do not have any Lunar Leaf at all. I do not own Lunar Leaf. I don't have a single one. I don't think. Oh no, wait. Oh no, I don't. Lunar Cloud, Lunar Spirit Seal. No Lunar Leaves for me. So I'm starting at 0 for that. It's gonna suck. Lunar Leaf. I don't want partners right now. Oh. So I'm going to try and figure out where this centipede stuff drops. I think it's like Giant Mukade or Mukade or something. Oh, it's not alphabetical. Oh, fuck. Okay. This is... Oh, it is... Okay. So it is Giant Mukade, it's not just Mukade. Giant Mukade. He drops centipedes, eggs, and poisons. Well, it's not him. Maybe it's centipede. That's it? Are they baby centipedes? Baby Mukade. Baby centipede feelers, putrid gastric juice. What the fuck is that? Splash screen as soon as you enter. Okay, so we're gonna have to coordinate it where one person goes in, triggers the splash screen, and then everyone else goes in. Or else you're gonna have a shit ton of crashes. Yeah, that's just like... they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. Hey Yukizuki, how you doing? So, is it Armored Mukade? Centipede Feeler, Centidote. They said it was... Potent Venom and Centipede Fluid. There's a red centipede, isn't there? Like, I'm pretty sure there's a red centipede somewhere. Well, there's your Sulfur and Reverse Compass, Beelzebub. Crush Nail and Curse Blood from her. Ash's Mantra. What was that? Oh. Everyone gets the splash screen separately? Really? That's weird. That's cool, though. Is that he poison eggs now? Is it an Oshu? Probably. Okay. I think there's some in the dungeon. Aren't there some? Yeah, Oshu, right. Like the one with the spider? Isn't that like the one? Yeah, you can fight her for the Curse Blood Crush Nail. That's the best bet. Let me see. This guy, Infernal Mukade. That's who we want. I've beaten a shit ton of them. Shit ton of them. So, Centipede Fluids and Potent Venom. Yep, Spider, Boob Spider? Okay, cool. That's really good, because you need to farm that for the Crystal Mags. So, that's really, really good. That we can double farm Boob Spider and Infernal Mukade. So that's really good. That's really good. That's something I plan on doing this weekend, because I gotta farm my Spider Obese. So, that's really good. Good. Fantastic. So we're looking for Infernal Mukades, Wheels, Ahriman, Beelzebub, and Flies. That's actually not that bad. And then the only bad one is Lunar Leaf and Wandering Spirit, which are reward-only drops, which means you're pretty much going to be relying on exchange shops and the Purg itself for those. So they might as well be tacked in with their Purg drops, because they're going to be rough. How am I doing for Wandering Spirit? I know I have a lot, but I don't think I have like enough to make this thing. Yeah, it's not Withering Spirit. That would be too good. I have 257 Wandering Spirits, so I think I have half as much as we're going to need. Okay, so let's go forward, or go back a bit. So every drop that I mentioned, you're going to need 8 times that value. So that means we're going to need 400 glittering baby fly wings. You're going to need 400 embryos. You're going to need 560 sulfurs. You're going to need... I am quickly multiplying everything by 8 in my head, so give me a sec here. You're going to need 240 reversed compass. You're going to need 800 black moth scales. You're going to need 400 gray apples. You're going to need 800 lunar leaf. Are you serious? Oh, you're going to need 1,000 lunar leaf. Oh my god. And then you're going to need 400 wandering spirit, 400 crushed nails, 240 cursed bloods, 560 centipede fluids, 240 potent venom, and then 1,000 miracle stones and 1,000 cutting stones. And then you'll need an extra, 70 baby fly wings for the final form, 70 more embryos, 100 more sulfurs, 50 more reverse compasses, 200 more black moth scales, 100 more gray apples, 200 more lunar leaves, 100 more wandering spirits, so 1,000 lunar leaves and 500 wandering spirits, another 100 crushed nails, another 50 cursed blood, another 100 centipede fluid, and another 50 potent venom. And then 1,000 miracle stones, 1,000 crushing horn stones, and 1,000 idama. And you'll need all the gems, and you'll need all the heavenly marbles and the earthen marbles. Case in point, if you're going to make this weapon, you're only making one. Leaf, we will die die 1,000 leaves. And it's right. And a partridge in a pear tree. You feel sick? Yeah. So right now, there's about a week. The main thing is getting your recipe and getting your Purg drops. After that's done, and your leaves and stuff, but you can farm the rest at any point. This is like a forever project. But I'll tell you what it is. It's a lot easier than a nothingness. I'll tell you that right now. I would make... okay. I almost said something, but I would not make 2 of these weapons before I made a nothingness, which is the Abyss Purg. If I had the choice between making Abyss Purg and making one of these weapons, I'll make one of these weapons. But if it was make 2 of these weapons, I'm making Abyss Purg. I would sooner do that. I would sooner just spend 4,000 OC in one update and just farm the shit out of gargoyles 3 times than I would do this. I wouldn't make 2 of this weapon. Not that you would ever realistically need 2 poison weapons anyway, but goddamn. Goddamn. Okay, so next, let's talk about the vanguards that are going to be good. So we're looking for things that are strong to Spectre. So, all the divine... Valkyrie is actually strong to Spectre. This is very good. Valkyrie was buffed in recent years, and she's very, very strong. She has a lot of DPS in Wind Jose. Wind Jose Aurora. She has range with Beluga Spear. Valkyrie might be like this offhand pick that actually comes clutch, because this boss is weak to ice. Ice, fire, and lightning, that's what we're looking for. So Valkyrie is a valid ice pick. Very valid pick, actually. I wasn't expecting to see that. Azura, no. Kirin is actually a good pick as well. Kirin does have some iframes. Kirin has fireballs that track in the air. She's very, very strong. She's not the best Vanguard in the entire game, but I mean, everyone in this Purg is going to need to bring something to the table. If you're running this Purg with someone that's using Akechi and someone that's using Honda, eventually the boss is going to become highly resistant, close to immune, versus lightning and ice, and then it helps if someone else has fire, or if someone else has some other element. Like, this is going to be like a different type of Purg. So we got to consider all the options of what's viable, what's not. Kirin has fire and lightning, and attacks that are both fire and lightning. She might be surprisingly useful. I would like to see that. Like, I'd love to have new opponents, new bosses that break the mold and bring out some old Vanguards and really makes them useful. There's nothing better than having that, that Vanguard that hasn't been used in a long time come out and be clutch. So, on that note, Inochio, if people have Inochio, this boss is weak to Thunder, could be good. Most players have cap affinity or close to it. The fact that the weapon only have 60 affinity for attack. Well, I mean, most people only have close to max. Not many people have close to max affinity. Like, I know that spear users with Lucifer Purg have max affinity. They do. Yeah, it should come with a poison Ogi. Now, I know that players are using lychees, and they're getting a shit ton of affinity from that. So, like, the statement that this weapon loses viability because people use lychees is a true statement. Now, if someone doesn't use lychee, then it becomes more appealing. But, oh yeah, like, players that have been around for a long time, yes, they do have a lot of Vanguards. They have a lot of options. But I mean, even if you just have one Vanguard that helps, it helps. At the same time, you don't need to use a Vanguard. There are players doing Purgs right now without Vanguards. People are doing Tensho with their Dullahan weapons. People are doing Tensho with the Dullahan Oogie on a Darkfin. And that's phenomenal. That's like free to play, by the way, 100%. Like, I'm just considering Vanguards because most people use Vanguards. We want to see, like, what would help someone, reach that threshold to make this as easy as possible. We want people to be able to use their tools and build accordingly. Right now, if you know that this thing's weak to thunder, fire, and ice, well, might be a good time to make a Darkfin. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, okay. Well, it depends on their level. But let's say most 130 players, yeah, they're probably close to affinity cap. Yeah. I could say that much, yeah. Because a 140, it's 16,000. But, like, I don't remember what it is at 130 to hit affinity cap. I don't know if it's 14,000 or if it's 13,000. I don't know. I mean, Lychee's best trait is the fact that it has 3 ornamentation slots, in my opinion. Anything with 3 ornamentation slots is like God tier. But I digress. Like, we can have that argument another time. So Kirin, so far Valkyrie and Kirin might be some good picks for Vanguards. Dang, no Orihime. She would have been cool. She's fire and lightning. Miyamoto is strong, but Miyamoto is strong to Spectre, but she only really excels at like wind and slice and Impact, I don't see it happening. I mean, Miyamoto could come clutch, but I don't see it happening. At least the way I play Miyamoto, I use Dark, Holy, and Wind. Like, I don't see it happening for Miyamoto. I know Eternal War is Wind and Lightning, but I can't see it. I personally don't see it happening. Dark Miyamoto, weak to Spectre. Yeah, Miyamoto is more a dungeon clearer, yeah. Now, her Wind is really good. Like, Sepulchre was really good. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, funny enough, like Wand and Staff players do not get the affinity bonus from Power. So a lot of them tend to have a lower affinity than other classes, unless they have God tier accessories. So, and the thing is, this weapon is a poison weapon. So, like, it's, like, if someone's an axe player, I could see them not wanting to make the axe for this. Because they don't actually have any poison skills. Outside of the Ogis that are going to come out. Like I mentioned earlier, Twin, Bow, Spear, and Staff, or Wand, all have poison skills already. Poison Cloud, Venom Arrow, Poison Rapid Shot, Piercing Venom. I think I said Twin as well. So there's already poison there, but like Sword, Odachi, Axe don't have access to poison. And I don't think Staff does either, unless they have some crazy sublime I never heard of. But at the same time, they're giving us the poison sublime or the poison Purg Oogie to use anyway, and the weapon comes with an Oogie, so I don't really care. I'm probably just going to put, like, if I make it, I'm probably going to have, like, Piercing Venom, Whirlwind Thrust 7, like, Piercing Venom 6 and 7, Whirlwind Thrust 7 if I can manage it, and then the Oogie it comes with, and then the Oogie I get from the exchange shop. Like, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to be that crazy of a build. Like, it's just going to be, yeah, it's a poison pierce weapon, absolutely. And then for bows, it could just be like the poison rapid shot, venom arrow, that kind of niche. Right, so that's what I think, Harami. I think the fact that they're bringing out poison to us is that I think something's coming down the line that's going to be weak to poison. That's what I think. I think they're saying, hey guys, there's a Purg, it's poison, haha, big jokes, no one cares. And then down the line, they're going to release something weak to poison, and then people are going to be like, yay, I'm glad I farmed that. Other people are going to be like, fuck, I wish I farmed that. But, I mean, most people, like, honestly, whether you want the weapon or not, get this Ogi. Get this Ogi. It's a Purg Ogi. There's no reason not to get it. Get 25 hell runs in, and try to go for that. So we're just talking about everything we know about this Purg, what to counter it, the drops, what vanguards to use. Right now we're looking at the vanguards, but feel free to check out the stream at a later date and just rewatch it later. Maybe you'll learn something. Leave a comment if you know anything, or learn anything yourself. Yep, they did do it with Gold Skeleton, but the thing is, Gold Skeleton was released, but like they didn't release poison support. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't release, like, Poison Oda or a Poison Vanguard. Like, they might release a Poison Vanguard pretty soon. Like, this might be, like, the most toxic era of Onigiri. Who knows? She's the wrong type. Wrong type. Sasuke is strong to Spectre. Meh. Oh my god. Is 150 Sasuke coming out? No, we're getting an update next week. Well, I mean, right now, yeah, they could. I mean, we had ice skills, then mountain skills. It could be poison next. Like, I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to throw a curveball at us. I agree. Like, I always say it's better to have it than to not have it. Like, get the Ogi. Like, people that got Dullahan Scream were like, oh my god, I put Dullahan Scream on my Darkfin and this is God. He's never... Yeah, I haven't seen what he's done about it yet. Like, I've been at work all day, like I said. I still think you should get it. If you're going to run Purg, you might as well get it. Because here's the thing. If you're gonna run it, if you're not gonna run it, then don't worry about it. That's your decision. But yeah, poison. Yeah, that's what I was saying that too. We're probably gonna get poison knowledges. But let's say, for example, you run Purg. You're gonna get the recipes from the boss. You do not need to stockpile 8,000 or 9,000 treasures to get your recipe. So realistically, you're gonna run the Purg. If you do, 1,000 medals, you get your Ogi. 50 medals, you get your baby mag. 2,000 medals or 3,000 medals, you get your, it's 2,000 treasures, you get your hard mag. And then as you continue to farm it, if you reach 8,000, you get the hell mag. And then you don't buy anything else in there because the Purg exchange shop doesn't have anything outside of Celestite for the most part. So, like, if you're going to run it at any capacity at all, you might as well get the Ogi, you might as well get the baby mag, and the hard mag. And then, because we still got to look at the mags. I don't know what the mags do. I heard that they don't have Chiami built in. The weapon has Chiami built in, but not the mag. People were saying that the mag actually has cooldown. I heard that much. That the mag has cooldown. It's not like the Dullahan mags. It's not like the Lucifer mag. So it's got a lot of freedom with ornamentation. So Sasuke. Sasuke does have fire. Sasuke has passive. Like, this is a big reach right now to like bring up Sasuke. Sasuke has fire and that's it. Crimson Sparrow Cry, Lotus Cross. Yeah, I think the mags are always fun. Like, oh, Sasuke has poison. Let's go. Serpent Thrust. Yeah. Let's go. The new boss will be weak to fire, lightning, and ice, primarily. That's what we've understood so far. Yeah, so Sasuke, I mean, if you can just throw shurikens at it and do damage, by all means. Okay. Himiko, no. Kitogi, no. Genai, why am I even looking at this? Izuna, Strong Despector. I don't know what Izuna does. I feel like I'll crash the more I look at it. So, from what I've heard, KG's does really good. If the party's like 3 KGs and 2 Hondas, you'll probably be great. Or if it's like 3 KGs, Akechi, and Honda, you'll probably do fantastic. You'll probably do amazing. But from what I hear is that KGs do really good for most of the fight, but not all. I don't know any of Tri-Tail's skills at all. She has Fireball, I think, or Angry God. I don't know. Everything's neutral? Okay. I just hear that Thunder, Fire, and Ice do really good. Shooting Doji. I don't know anything about this guy. I think he's Dark and Mountain. Strong Despector. If you got him, use him. Oda is Strong Despector. Bloodstained Rebellion could make a comeback if you have an Oda. Yeah, Bloodstained Rebellion is Dark and Fight. And she has a lot of fire skills, I think. Glory of the Banished. Could be interesting. Crossfire is not lightning. She got Crossfire fucks things up. Crossfire would be interesting. She is the right type, Oda, with Game of Crossfire. It could be a lot of damage. Like, because I know that this move used to mess up Abyss, but Abyss was weak to Flight. But, could be interesting. Oda with a damage multiplier. Oh, fuck, that'd be scary. Crossfire.